Goal 60 here again for part 2 of the betting basics video. In part 1 we talked about 3 simplest ways to bet a game, the traditional ways, is money line, the spread, and the totals. Part 2 we're going to talk about a few more advanced wagers and ways to do those. The first would be futures. So futures are exactly that, they're futures. So in the summer they set team totals, they set who's going to win the national championship, conference championships, and even divisional championships inside the conference. So you can bet a team to win any of those. Now, not always are the top 2 favorites the most value. Yes, they probably have the best chance, but the most value generally falls between the 3rd or 4th, all the way back to about the 10th team. You can get those teams to win the national championship somewhere around 8-1, all the way to 15-1, something in that range. And that goes for the other types as well, the conference championships, the divisional championships. And you can do those for pro or college. Now, one that a lot more people jump on are the team totals for wins. So let's say a team is set at 9.5 games. If you bet over in college, then remember there's only 12 games, so you can only lose 2 games. You got to win 10 to win your bet. If you bet under, you could lose 3 games and win your bet. So there's some value there. The next topic for today is in-game wagering. This is the type of thing that I don't advise unless you've been betting for a while or you just really pick up on it in a hurry. So in-game wagering is pretty much works like a hedge fund. You can hedge out. So a lot of guys that use it, if they take a game, they take a side or something like that, and it just comes out and it's going completely opposite of what they thought, they can actually in-game wager and get a different line and hedge their way out of that bet. Now, the same can be said for the opposite. It don't always work out for you. So you can dig yourself a hole in a hurry. You can see that your bet's not going the way you want and bet as many times. A lot of places take in-game wagers after every drive. Some places take them after every quarter. Some places take them after every play. So you can see that you could have a lot of different bets. So if it doesn't go your way, you could lose a lot more of your units for that game versus just riding out the game and seeing what happens with one unit on the game. So that is in-game wagering. And the last thing I'm going to talk about today is halftime bets and first half bets. So if you take a team that starts out really slow or really quick, you can bet on that team just in the first half. So if a team comes out really fast, you can take that team to cover the spread just for the first half. And a lot of times that spread will be half of what it is for the full game. Now, at halftime, you can actually bet again. And if, say, the favorite is losing and just hasn't had a good game, but maybe they start to get turned around in the last couple minutes of the first half, you can bet the favorite, or whichever team you want, at halftime to come out and only bet the second half of the game. So a lot of times that it works well in basketball, better than it does football, but I have had it work in football as well. And so, like I said, if you got a favorite for the full game, let's say they're -10, and going into halftime, they're down by a touchdown. So they're down, you're losing by 17 points if you took that team. But let's say the last 2 minutes of the half, they had a really good drive, they started getting things going for them. They drove down and maybe kicked a field goal or did score a touchdown, and they got a little momentum. Well, you may want to look at the second half bet because they're going to be coming out, they get a little momentum behind them, they believe in themselves. You can get some value for the second half. So that's how that works. The part 3 of the video will be about season betting. And what I mean by that is how it's different. The first couple games about looking at handicapping versus the middle part of the season or even the end part of the season. So we'll talk about that in part 3. And that's all I've got for part 2 of the video. Thanks, and hope you liked the video.